Um, Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming to our speaker event this afternoon. We have with us someone who's very special. Her name is Mona. She's written 2 books, one in natural language processing with AWS and AI services, and another with Google Cloud, Certified Professional ML Study Guide. In prepping for this talk, Mona has inspired me with her knowledge of ML with and implementing that on the various clouds, and impressed upon me how important it is that we look at getting certified so that we know how to move around in these cloud environments. I think that's a very good coaching. And I guess the most impressive thing I would say that I personally have seen in you, Mona, is that you just love to write, and that you were doing these blogs, and those blogs eventually turned into these books. And I have a lot of respect for you, and I look forward to this talk very much. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much, Gina, for providing me this opportunity and providing me this platform. I'm really, really thrilled to be here and speak to all smart people in the room. So it is a little bit intimidating too, but I'm up for it.
Very good.
I will share my screen. Let me know if you can. One second. So this was just 2 books which Gina was talking about. One is I've already published this, and another book is in preview and it's going to be launched anytime soon. So talking about the agenda for today, what I thought will be helpful is to talk about the challenges with machine learning and why it is really hard process. And then I want to talk about how can any cloud technology can solve it. And my focus will be Google Cloud because now I'm working with Google Cloud, but any cloud can solve it and how they are solving it. And then Gina mentioned that you have some Google Cloud credits and you don't know how to use it. So I thought of setting up a Jupyter notebook demo on Vertex AI, which is Google's ML platform. If you have used Amazon before, AWS services before, it's similar to SageMaker. And then I want to talk about low code, no code AI solutions. So what this means is that without writing a lot of code and without having knowledge, you can get started with these cloud AI solutions, which is mostly like a pre-trained APIs for you, and which solves common problems and common business use cases such as classification. Uh, it can be document automation. So there are tons of use cases which they solve in vision, in language, in translation, which can be leveraged to build a solution end to end. So I thought it will be cool to show some demos. And lastly, I want to open up to talk about how to make a career in AI and cloud computing, because cloud is new and AI have always been interesting field. So anyone who's interested in combining the power of both, this is the right time to ask questions. And I'm happy to take it forward. I hope everyone can hear me okay. And if there is any lag in my internet, do let me know.
We can hear you.
I would.
Excuse me. We can hear you
Oh,
just fine, and there's no lag.
okay, thank you, Gina. So, setting the context, first talking about challenges with traditional machine learning. So machine learning should always, like, it's really, really hard, and everyone wants to do machine learning today. But whenever I talk about machine learning to customers, or when I say customers, it can be a financial in a firm or it can be a public sector organization. They don't say that, oh, I want to use this algorithm, or I want to, you know, solve, I want to use this algorithm out of the box. Do you have this algorithm? No. They are more focused on solving a business problem. So it's very, very important to find out what is the business problem we are trying to solve before even getting into machine learning. because most of the time it happens that that business problem is not a ML problem. It can be solved by simple if and else loop. So if you feel that if a business problem can be solved by a simple code, do it. Don't just put machine learning in every solving every problem because it's cool and it's fancy. No, because it's, and why I'm saying no, because machine learning is very very hard. And why it is hard and how it is hard, because in order to solve a problem in machine learning you need a lot of data, and which has to be labeled, not just data, it has to be labeled data. And I'm talking about like millions of data to train a model, millions of columns and rows. So that is how why it is hard, because you have to find the data first, which is challenging. You see this data engineering and ML engineering part, like then you have to curate that data, because these machine learning algorithms and models, they require a certain format of the data. Like you just cannot throw text into it, you have to convert it into vectors, and you have to do all that processing. So data transformation is required, and that data transformation is also not easy, because you will need compute to transform, create a big bad job to transform all the data which is coming in from various sources to vectorized format to feed into your model. And I think the most easiest part in machine learning is model selection, which we feel that, oh, we have mastered it. So yeah, even after choosing the right model, it's not like you're done 100%. You have to think about getting that perfect results, like tuning your model. So that is another problem. Like you have to run multiple tuning jobs, monitor those jobs, run multiple experiments and track those experiments. And all of this is kind of not fun, because this is more like you're managing so much infrastructure. Like you need a storage, you need compute, you need large infrastructure to run these parallel training jobs. So all of this is lot of infrastructure heavy lifting, and being a data scientist, the person who's doing it is really not happy. And lastly, even if you have got your perfect model, you would want to embed it in a application, which is the app engineering part. So in that scenario, a data scientist cannot do everything. A data scientist won't be able to now scale the model like, oh, you have the perfect model, everything is working fine today. What if tomorrow you have tons of requests coming in, like your model becomes hit, everyone wants to use, and you are out of compute, you cannot scale your model and it crashes. It's not good for your organization or for your application. So you have to think about scaling it. So it's, the whole machine learning process is not, that is why it is complicated and not a single process that, oh, you have your um, algorithm and you're done. No, it's a complete, and always focus on business problem. And that is why I say that machine learning starts with business problem. Now, talking about how these challenges can be overcome with Google Cloud for AI. So Google Cloud has taken care of all this infrastructure heavy lifting for you, and we have created a platform which is intended for all users and intents throughout the machine learning lifecycle. You don't have to worry about all these names, and we don't have to memorize all of this. But just wanted to say that at any stage, at any level, if you want to try anything, Google Cloud has that service available for you out of the box, so that you don't have to worry about, or training the model, tuning the model, data cleaning, all of that heavy lifting is taken care. So some of the, so the platform is called Vertex AI, which does all this, which solves all these problems. So some of the advantage of Vertex AI is that it is a unified data and AI platform for all users to accelerate time to value. And when I say it's a unified data and AI platform, it means that when you use Vertex AI, it is already integrated with the storage as well as with the data warehousing solution which Google Cloud provides. If you've not heard, it's called BigQuery. It's pretty popular data warehouse. It's serverless, completely serverless. So you don't have to even worry about setting up data warehouses. It's just one API call. So everything is integrated. And even if you have data outside Google Cloud, it's very, very easy to bring that data in. So that is why it's called Unified Data and AI Platform. Second, ML ops is a new concept which is emerging, which is how you will manage and govern the AI model throughout its journey. So you need versioning, you need ML metadata management, because at every stage a model creates some metadata. So you need to track everything. So it becomes very, very hard when you have multiple models in production or multiple models in development. So Vertex AI has integrated ML ops in it, which where you can go and govern and track all of it, which is completely amazing. And lastly, it supports all the frameworks. So if you have used Python or TensorFlow or scikit-learn, XGBoost, anything, everything is available. It's very flexible, and most of the scientists I work with, they like working with R. So it has support for R also. So you can think like it's very, very flexible and scalable infrastructure. And last but then not least, all the, like, I know there's a lot of things going on, but the main thing to focus here, that most of these products and services in machine learning you see today is governed directly by the open search research done by Google, and Google has been a leader in AI. So everything like from TensorFlow, we have the Vertex AI. From Apache Drill, BigQuery data warehouse was created. So whatever products we are creating has been influenced by our research. I will pause any questions or anything. I'll take some questions before I jump into another section.
A question I had on, oops, if you go back to that slide. A question I had on this is, there's a lot of long running jobs when you're running machine learning. Is there any restriction on how long something can run, and like when you decide to use Vertex AI versus using BigQuery versus sort of creating your own virtual machine and Python environment? How do you decide those things?
That's a great question, Gina. So how do you decide that? It's a good question. So based on the task, you decide what you want to use. So suppose you are doing something custom for which these are API services cannot solve the problem. Like I'll come to our API services. Like we have services which does classification out of the box for you. You provide the data, and they will do classification and give you the results. So in that case, there is no scenario of long running jobs, because we have SLAs to maintain, and most of the time you can choose between a batch option versus a real time option. So that in that case, there won't be any long running jobs. Long running jobs will happen when you are doing something very, very specific. Like suppose you are creating a summarization model for your maybe you're creating a summarization model using a T5 open source model. In that case, you will actually train that model with your data, and that in that case you will create a job, Vertex AI training job, and that can create a long running job. But you have choice of TPUs, which is called tensor processing units, and GPUs from Google, and using those compute technologies, the time spent in those long running jobs becomes very, very less, because these they are very, very specialized machines for running these jobs. Does it help?
Yeah,
So
that's
just to summarize, cloud TPUs is like again very unique to Google, and Google created these tensor processing units or machines specific to run these TensorFlow and or machine learning workloads,
okay. Thank you.
which will give you, yeah. I wanted to show you the product which we have been talking. And I also wanted to talk about how you can run a Jupyter notebook in cloud. So I'm switching my console. So this is my Google Cloud environment, and you can sign up with your existing emails. You get $300 free credit. So this is my, and when you sign in, we have a concept of a project. So you can see that I'm in my project. and everything inside my project is accessible to me. So that's how Google Cloud works. Like your account is like your project. Like if you use Amazon, there's a difference. Like the whole Amazon subscription is your account, but in this there is a concept of a project. So first thing you do is create a project and then you start your work. So we will go to Vertex AI, which is our machine learning offering. And if you're using Google Colab, that is for free. That is also Google's offering. You can move that Colab and run it in Vertex AI as well. We are bringing that integration soon. So this is a dashboard it looks like, and it comes with so many features. Workbench is the Jupyter notebook part I'm talking about. So you see this workbench option, and then we'll go and create a managed notebook. So there are two concepts. There is a user managed notebooks and managed notebooks. So when I create a managed notebooks, it is automatic shutdown, and like you see, it's all nothing is running right now. Everything is shut down. While user managed notebooks are running, it's like still running. So I have to shut it down manually. So these are new versions. Managed notebooks are new. They were launched last year. And user managed notebooks is like you have to actually come here and shut it down. Otherwise, you will pay for it. I really like managed notebooks because I can create it and then I can start it. So let's start this. Let me show you how to create one first. You click on this new notebook. You can choose any region closest to you, and also gives you the estimate how much it's going to cost you monthly. It's generally less than this because you're not going to use this most of the time. And just click create. So it's creating my managed notebook here, and it is also it's creating the resources and everything. It takes some time. And you see just custom Docker image. You also have choice to attach any Docker image you want to attach with this. Suppose you want to use some machine learning Docker image to do some processing, maybe some transformation. So you can attach custom Docker images with these notebooks so that it is very, very specialized for you. Till the time that managed notebook comes up, I will just show you how the Jupyter Lab environment looks. It's going to be similar to Colab. So some of the advantage of using this is that you can change the kernel. So it has out of the box Python installed, and you can also choose different kernels from it, like what do you want to do from it. It has this terminal where you can connect with GitHub repository and clone any existing repository. And it also comes with the tutorials to get started. So this tutorial is out of the box available for you to get started with. Suppose you want to start with machine learning, TensorFlow problems. So we have a lot of examples to get started. I'm just waiting for the managed notebooks to show up. So to show you the difference, I think it's still running. Any questions or confusion with Jupyter Lab environments?
The only question I had was, typically when I'm using Colab, I can connect to my student drive. How would you connect a large data set, or would you have to put it into some storage mechanism? What storage mechanism would you use? Because a lot of times students here do competitions, and we have something like 300 and more gigabytes of data that we're trying to land somewhere. And if it's coming
that is a great
to Google, like what is the prescribed way to get this done so it's easy?
Yeah, so the prescribed way to get done is using cloud storage. And you can so that's why I was waiting for you to show the manage notebook. It has integrations with your cloud storage buckets. I think it's open. I can show you this now. It will open now. So if you create a manage notebook, it is automatically linked to your cloud storage bucket, which is kind of a Dropbox where you can share large amounts of data with anyone. So that's the preferred way to share data. And you can find storage here. Like if you come here and look for
And, and, can-
storage.
and can you just like, if someone made a script in another,
Mm-hmm,
and the script pulls data over from a publicly available endpoint, can you just run
mm-hmm.
it in your directory there and it will go to the right bucket, the right storage bucket?
Yeah,
You? Great.
yeah, it will do that. So you can also use gsutil commands to create a bucket from here. So gsutil is the command used to create a bucket. And you can use this command prompt to read and write objects too. So this is like your system, your own system, and you have access to all Google Cloud tools. So you can either create a bucket from here, like a cloud storage bucket, and you can also add data from here. And in the examples which I'm talking about, the TensorFlow examples, you will find how we are getting data from the cloud bucket and then changing the data and manipulating it, and then we are running a job. So it's very, very easy to integrate with cloud storage. And if you want to load anything from local, this is the option. Like you click on this and upload anything from local. But since your data is large, I would recommend you create a cloud storage bucket, and you can use that to you know run a large model or share with your team.
Okay, great.
Yeah, this is
And
taking
so
a
is
little bit time.
GSU kind of like FTP?
It's gsutil is a command created by it's a Google Cloud command to interact with. I don't know what it uses under the hood, but it is a command to control the buckets, create a bucket, move objects from bucket, copy from on like local to the bucket, sync the bucket, download objects from the bucket to local. So all of this is created by this gsutil command. So you
Okay.
see this rsync, synchronize content of two buckets or directories. So it comes with a lot of commands which helps you, with your moving, renaming objects, make buckets. So you can interact with your local and upload data in parallel. So this is the how the storage looks like. So you can easily come and create a bucket. Yes, bucket. You just write a name and click continue. Okay, it's already taken. Let me add AB. And then you can choose which region you want to keep. And by default, it is private. Everything is private, doesn't have public access, and you can then share and you will get a link which you can share it with everyone. So you get this um, cloud console URL and this gsutil URL. These are the two links which you can share it with your team, and where they can copy the data from here to their local, or from their local to this bucket, this gsutil URL. Does this help?
Yeah, thank you.
So if you write gsutil and this URI and your local where your data is stored and write sync, it will sync everything from that to this bucket.
Okay, good.
So moving on to next topic, we have a lot of things to cover. Um, I already covered Vertex AI, Workbench. I would change gear to low code, no code AI solutions. So what are the advantages of using low code, no code cloud AI solutions? The first is you do not need machine learning expertise to implement a machine learning solutions because they are already implemented by a Google Cloud, and we have created a pre-trained model and created an API with you, which and we are making sure that the model is scalable and all the good features is always there. So you don't have to worry about all the infrastructure heavy lifting. You are just making sure that you are making progress with your business use case as fast as possible. So you get started very, very quickly. And the second is there is no infrastructure management. These are all serverless. So you don't have to manage any part of infrastructure. You are just using it as an API and you're sending request and getting a response back. They are scalable and highly available. So there's no downtime. They are secure. So they have security inbuilt. So it can be implemented in financial organization, public sector. So we have taken care of the security. And there is little or no coding required to get started. So three components which in Vertex, which is like low code, no code solution. The first is pre-trained APIs and auto ML. Auto ML is the choice to enrich the answers you're getting with your own data. So it's like you are training the pre-trained APIs to make it very, very custom to your use case. So that is the difference between pre-trained APIs and auto ML. For BigQuery, for people who are like SQL experts, they don't like Python coding. We have another solution called BigQuery ML, which is BigQuery machine learning. And people love BigQuery ML because using SQL you can do machine learning, and you don't have to move your data out of their data warehouse. In the data sitting in the data warehouse, you just apply some select star from and apply this model using BigQuery ML. So it's a syntax. It provides you some syntax, low code, no code syntax to apply and do machine learning on the data warehouse. So it's pretty powerful, and most of the data engineers love it. And lastly, some AI solutions like for document automation or OCR, we have Document AI. For contact center and for creating chatbots, we have CCAI. For translating documents at scale, we have Enterprise Translation Hub. So we have multiple solutions which comes with UI, and everything is already there. You just need to go and use it. It's like enterprise ready solutions. So talking about some pre-trained APIs. So these are, we have APIs in vision, language, conversation, and structured data. So we have in vision, we have vision API, which does out of the box face detection. It does so many things out of the box. We also have a video intelligence API. I'll show you a demo, which is very, very cool. It does so many things out of the box, such as transcription, object detection, short detection, label detection. So let's see in action. I don't want to just talk and bore you. Um, let's see the demo in action first. I just hope it plays and you can hear the voice. Are you able to hear it?
Oh, no, I can't hear it. So when you share that, what you want to do is click on the bottom that says share audio. So
Uh,
don't share your screen again and go back to sharing your screen and click on the bottom button.
okay. Share tab audio, I've done that.
Okay.
Let me do that again. 1 second. Let me bring this demo here and then share it because it will allow me to share it.
The Keys Rocks is a rough and tumble area just outside Pittsburgh. My name's Scott Baker. My family has been connected with this community for
Just hit play again. We can hear it.
generations. In 1941, my grandfather opened his bakery here, and he called it Jenny Lee.
We used to always go to Jenny Lee's after church, if you were good in church. Oh, and custard pies, homemade bread that was still warm. Years later, I worked in a store. I did wedding cakes.
My father, Bernie, took over after my grandfather retired.
I am a baker by name, baker by trade.
I started coming in to the bakery with my dad when I was 7 or 8 years old. Absolutely loved it.
I remember Scott, as a young man, he just jumped in here. It was a booming time. We're just coming up the ramp in McKees Rocks Bridge around Thanksgiving, and we heard all the sirens and that. And my husband said, "It's where you work." And I was like, "No." And he said, "It is. You don't have a job."
I remember pulling up to the bakery and seeing my dad and just the look of despair.
It was my, my life, my employment, and to see that all go up in smoke was just an overwhelming feeling.
The fire followed by the recession made it really hard to hang on.
It mutes me. I just wanted to call in some key points from this video. I'll share my screen and just talk through it. It's a beautiful video of a bakery, and what it is using video intelligence API under the hood with this video, and you can see that out of the box, all of this thing is you're getting all out of the box, like label detection. So if I click on label detection while playing this video, let me play this video, and you don't have to worry about the audio right now. So you see that out of the box, it gives you all these labels intelligently, that road, it is a street, it's a vehicle, it's a person, a cook, business baker. So you get all of this information out of the box. And then if I click on short detection, it tells you which exact short it is paying. So you have that short level, segment level information in the video. If I click on object tracking, you see that immediately all the bounding box has been highlighted, that glasses, hat, person, packaged goods, food. So all of the objects in this video has been highlighted. If I do person detection, it is able to detect a person very with a good confidence score. If I do face detection, it detects faces from from these videos. So whatever faces it was able to see, it was able to detect all these faces from the video, and it says whether the person is wearing glasses or its eyes are visible, headgear, looking at camera, mouth open, smiling. So all that kind of features is possible from this analysis. And then talking about logo recognition. So it is able to recognize these logos, that it's a City Bakery, Nike, Wall Street English. So all of this is possible out of the box. Speech transcription, I really like this part, and it's very useful, especially when you have hours of video, so you want to know what the speech transcription is. So it's segment wise. See, it is currently at 1 minute 55 seconds, and it's pointing to that segment and exact word what the person is saying. So it's that good and that accurate. Or lastly, text detection. It also detected these text from the video itself, and it also gives you explicit content detection to say how safe it is to use this video. So all of this is out of the box using and under the hood you have the video intelligence API working. So that is the power of the AI solution. I wanted to just share it with you. I really like this demo, and I hope you also liked it.
Yeah, it was great. We love it.
Thanks, Gina. Any other questions from anyone in the group?
Yeah, so I had a question. So all of this happened in real time, all of the stuff that you did happened.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so then what's the memory / processing footprint that you needed to do that?
Yeah, so there's an API which we called.
Mm-hmm.
We pass the video on this API. So it's called Video Cloud. Let me show you. we just call this API,
Mhm.
and this API did all the magic, and we passed the video in it, and it gave you all those attributes.
All
And
right,
in
so
the
then
API,
does it,
sorry,
yeah, so then do you literally give it the video? Do you give it like a URL of the video? You upload the video?
yeah, you can provide either the video URL, or you need to provide a location of the video in the cloud storage bucket.
Right.
You have to provide the video URL or the location. And how to use this? So this was built by, this is an open source tool. And
Mm-hmm.
how you use this tool, you upload your video here,
Right.
and you upload the JSON results you get from APIs
Mm-hmm.
here, and then you play this, so it will automatically sync and start working.
And so there's no lag time between when I upload the video and it starts analyzing it.
Yeah, there is no lag time.
Okay. And then, you know, but this is all in the cloud, so I couldn't like do this on my own computer. I'd have to be connected.
Yeah, you need to you need to have a GCP account. So
Right.
I showed you this GCP account, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
you need to have this account where you can get the results,
Mm-hmm.
video
Right.
intelligence. Where is that? Yeah, it is part of, yeah. So video intelligence API is part of cloud. And if you don't have a cloud account, you just need to have the login credentials, and you can configure these APIs in any Python environment. Like you can, these, let me show you some APIs in that.
So you could run something locally on your machine that would be.
Yeah, but you need to just have a token, like Google Cloud token, to authenticate with Google Cloud, and then you can run it locally also, because these are APIs.
And the project just collects up the cost. Right?
Sorry, what?
The project is essentially the container, and it tells who to bill for using that. So the token lets you
Yeah.
log into your project. And you
Yes.
can set up separate projects for different applications you're doing, and then you can separate the billing that way.
Yeah, exactly. So project, you need to configure the project. You can use this in any application, in a mobile application or any local application. But you just need to configure the Google Cloud project and configure the APIs correctly, and you pass the data and you get the response. And it's same with all AI APIs, not only this, with other APIs. Like I'm going to give you an example of a document AI solution that also works same concept. You are just consuming the APIs. That's the whole idea, that this whole low code, no code solution is that you consuming APIs and you are getting the results you need. Okay, I think I have 7 minutes. I will cover document AI solution. So what is a document AI solution? It uses two APIs under the hood. So it uses Vision AI to transform unstructured data into structured format, extract the text from it. And then it uses NLP API to classify it, or you can perform entity extraction and further enrich it. In order to understand, let's see a quick demo. And document AI is mostly used for document automation, because everyone has a lot of data. And why we created document AI? Because we realized that with all the data, the papers need to be digitized. And also the second problem was, not everything was at one place. Suppose your marketing data is in another silo than your finance data. So it was very hard to combine result, and this paper has, and the documents has a lot of value, a lot of information is hidden. But the hard part was extracting the data. So what this solution does, it extracts the data, and then you can, once you're able to extract the data, you can perform further machine learning operations, such as classification. You want to classify the documents based on type, or you want to perform sentiment analysis. So you can do multiple things once the challenge of data extraction is solved. Suppose you are like, you have expenses and you want analyzed expenses. So you will choose an expense, and this try it link is free. You don't have to have a Google Cloud account to try this out. I will share this link with you. You can try it at your home anytime. It's free link, no sign up needed. Okay, why it's, yeah, I think it's not working today. Let me try in different browser. Sorry. So you can choose a document type. Suppose I'm choosing expenses, and then you can choose so it comes with sample examples. So it has sample for book, form, invoice, so pay slip. So let's choose pay slip. And you get this schema out of the box. Like it is able to parse everything from a pay slip, and it also gives you a JSON response with a score. So it's simple to use. You request the URL. So this is the URL to request this. You provide the document, and you choose the processor you're going to use, and it gives you a response back which you can download. And it's very, very easy to search anything from it. So I'm looking for end date. It gives me the end date. So it's kind of a very easy way to extract entities from a payslip. Let's reset and try other documents. Let's try an invoice. So you have the schema from this invoice, and you get a JSON response, which has the exact bounding box location as well as the confidence score from this extracted text, which can be downloaded and ingested into further data warehouse or database for further analysis. And these key value pairs, which is very, very valuable. You can know which person faulted before the due date, which person did not pay, whether the invoices are getting paid on time or not. So a lot of information can be retrieved by this, looking into all of this information from multiple invoices. So this was the demo on document AI. I know we have like few minutes. Gina, is it okay to extend this for 10 minutes? Because
Yes.
I know this is,
No problem.
yeah, because I know we started late.
Yeah, definitely. No, we're very, continue. Please keep going.
Okay, I wanted to show last form parser. It also gives you a document quality scan, because most of the challenges I've seen with document processing is that you really don't know the quality of the document. So if you know the quality is bad, you will not even send it further in the pipeline, in the automation pipeline, and probably work on post processing techniques to improve the quality of the document. So that saves a lot of cost. This is a demo of form parser. That from form parser you get these key value pairs. It also extracts handwriting. You see, it's like Rani nose, mucus. It's not very, very like, it is able to extract it, but it's not extremely accurate, I would say. And that is why we have human in the loop too with this product, where for these kind of use cases where you don't have good accuracy, you can send for a human review, and then you can further retrain the model and improve the accuracy. So it's pretty advanced product, and it extracts the tables. So there's no table entities from it. So these are out of the box entity, OCR text, and JSON response. This is pretty much it. Any questions? I'm going to anyways open up to questions about how to choose this field and how to get started. But I'm opening up for feedback and questions.
We have a question here. I'm going to pass it.
Hi, nice to meet you. I just want to ask about these tutorial and video demos. Are we going to have Q-week labs? That is the training tool course. Are you preparing for this kind of stuff?
Sorry, these tutorials, do I prepare all these tutorials? That's what you're asking?
Are you preparing it to publish maybe in the future? Are you planning on publishing it?
These are published.
Oh, really?
One
Yeah,
second.
so she's wondering, she
Yeah.
thought you were showing us what you had done.
Yeah.
These are published and available through.
Oh yeah, these are all publicly available. Yeah.
So is there related labs to go, like interactive lab to practice?
Yeah. There are code labs, and I have list of resources I can share with Gina, where you can go and try all of these technologies, and it's like for free. But you just need to sign up for the Google Cloud account, and you get those $300 free credits to try these labs. So we do have labs if you are interested in trying any of these things.
Wonderful, thank you.
No worries.
So,
Any,
okay. I was wondering about, I guess, deployment. So let's say I create something, I don't know, that recognizes a particular kind of bird, video or what have you. But, I want to put it in the camera, or I want to put it, on my car or something like that. How would I do something, like for an embedded product? I mean, what is there a way to take what you're doing now and turn it into something that's, doesn't take up a lot of memory and processing power so that I could embed it in something?
yeah, that's a great question. I actually skipped that part in the presentation, but mostly you will go and train an AutoML model to detect a specific word for
Right.
vision. We have vision AutoML classification,
Right.
and these models are downloadable as a container. So you can download those as a container, as an edge deployable container, and you can deploy it on edge devices. I have been working with a lot of customers in this space, and I have helped them even on Pixel phone. We tested it recently
Okay.
that those models work on even Pixel phones. So you can train a model with your data set, like 5, 10, 20, maybe I will say 50 images of bird pointing to this AutoML model to classify that specific bird, and then download it when you want to deploy it in the edge device as an edge model.
So the model itself is not that large.
So you will train it as an edge model. So there are choices in the console. Let me show you. AutoML. So you can train either as a normal model or an edge deployable model. So when I train as an edge model, I will have to I'm able to download it as a TensorFlow container or a TensorFlow Lite container, or I can download there are 5 types of containers available you can download.
Okay.
Yeah.
So an edge model, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the term edge model. Is that a particular deployment vehicle?
An edge
Right.
network.
So this is for yeah, so you will see, I'm just trying to find a video data store to show image. Yeah, this is the image. Let me show you the edge, what I'm talking.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything. Image. Yeah, this has 254 images. So this I created for license plate detection. So when you click on, so what you do, you upload a data, and it has to be a label data, or you can come and label it here. So I use this labeling to label all these data for license plate.
Okay.
And then you can click on train new model.
I'm not seeing anything other than.
Oh, let me stop sharing. Can you see now?
Yes. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, so I had this license plate data set in Vertex
Hmm.
where I just labeled all these data for
Hmm.
training. And when I train a model, you have choice to create. So this is a normal model, and then you have choice to create a edge model. So you see this edge option,
Hmm.
choose where to use the
Oh, I
model.
see. Export for on-prem or on-device use. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So
Load
you will
up.
just use this option for
Mhm.
training, and then you can train a model and deploy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's say I'm doing something that's financially related, right? That looks at various stocks and tries to predict, what's the best trade to make or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend, and financial people are very, they worry a lot about security for obvious
Yes.
reasons. Right?
Yes.
You're saying I could do this in the cloud and it would be very secure. And
Yeah.
the other thing they worry about is performance. So they make, millions of trades a second. Is there a way to make it fast enough to do something like that?
Yeah. So you see this, you have the goals, what you want from this
Mhm. Right.
performance.
Right.
You choose either way. If you want faster performance, it will train based on that.
Right.
And you choose continue. So either you want best trade off, high accuracy, or faster prediction. So
Uh-huh.
you have choices with this.
Uh-huh.
And then you can set up a budget that I just want to train for 10 maximum node hours.
Right.
And then you start training. So when I start training, it will automatically start training.
Right.
And
So
where,
so
yeah,
for instance, if I fed it like legacy stock data and said, look for a trend, for this particular market or something like that. See, I don't know how much programming I have to do. It could do something like that. Is that what you're?
so I'm giving an example of vision AI, and what use case you're giving me is more on the structured data set, right?
Right.
It's auto ML tables will be the fit for you. I need
Okay.
to check whether auto ML tables has the edge part or not, because this edge feature is not with every auto ML.
Hmm.
So I need to check if auto ML tables does give you that feature or not.
Okay.
But the use case will be similar, and you if that auto ML table, oh yeah, I have tabular data. Let me check if penguins, yeah, I do have. Okay, let me see if it is, oh, to browse. Um, I will probably get back to you on this
Sure.
because I have to probably check if it is supported or not.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But I'm
Thank you.
for sure for vision and classification, it is supported.
Right. And so, you had a slide that had all these things
Yeah,
that were along a continuum, so to speak. Well, yeah, those building blocks, for
yeah.
instance, right? What would you recommend someone who wanted to sort of understand what each of these things can do? Should they just, Google them? Or, how would you begin to sort of figure out, I have something I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the best fit for doing these things? Should I talk to you, an expert, or should I do my own? I mean, I'm not going to call you because you're busy enough. So, but if I wanted to do this stuff on my own,
Mm-hmm.
how would I figure out what's the best thing for me to do?
Yeah, so if you are doing a project for your organization, generally experts like me are engaged
Mhm.
throughout, and we come and help you figure out what is the right product so that you don't have to take that stress that, oh my God, there's so many things, right?
Right, right.
And there will be compete products also. So you really don't know, and you don't have time to go over everything. So experts like me come and help. We are like that is my role actually, to come and help you find the right products for your right use case,
Mhm.
and also help you with the POC. I can probably do a POC for you. But if you want to get started on your own, it's really hard because, again, the documentations, I'll be honest, is not very good for these
Right.
things.
Okay.
So it becomes very, very confusing. If I would not have told you, and if I would not have done these sessions, it's very hard for people to know that these things exist.
Okay.
So I would say that it's hard, but I'm here to help.
Okay. All right. I'll take that under advisement, and I reserve the right to ask you to give this presentation in another venue. So,
Yes,
okay.
definitely. That's my job,
Okay.
to evangelize this thing, let people know these things exist. And another thing I did not touch is responsible AI. I know if you are in finance, responsible AI is very, very important. So most of these models comes with responsible AI embedded. So that a model which I was showing you, you have choice to have the embeddings, responsible AI responses along with the auto ML responses. So
Okay.
you know exactly which row or which feature led to that prediction. So
Oh,
everything
okay.
is taken care. Google is has very big responsible AI practice, and in all the products we have made sure that it is reflected.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another question.
Hi Mona, great talk. So I just have a question, like what are some of the new exciting technologies Google is working on right now? And my other question was regarding responsible AI, but you already kind of answered it. If you can provide more details on that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we said we on March 14th we announced a lot of new offerings on generative AI. So we have introduced Bard and Macro Maker to try, which is similar to Chat GPT. And anyone, like, it's a consumer offering, anyone can go and try it. It's a Q&A summarization bot. So that is open and public to all of you. You can go and try bard.google.com. I'm not allowed to talk more on the new generative AI offerings, but we have created a lot of products which you will hear in 1 or 2 months, that it will be out for you to try, and it will be all part of Vertex AI platform, the one which I spoke. It will all be under Vertex AI umbrella, and the idea of creating it under Vertex AI umbrella, because we are calling them as enterprise offering. It's different from consumer offering. Bard is a consumer offering. Chat GPT you cannot deploy in your own environment, right? You cannot run it in your own organization because it has security concerns. It has so many concerns. But what we are building is is an enterprise offering which will have all the security features. It will have a responsible data features. We won't be training on your data sets. So all those goodness will be there with generative AI offerings. And I can share a blog we launched if that helps.
Yeah, thanks for that. I have one more question. So I have been I tried Bard a couple of times along with Chat GPT. I noticed that like some of the style of the Bard and the Chat GPT are quite different. Some places I noticed it even so when I am trying when I asked it to rewrite a write up that I made up, so it also included some of the things from itself. So can you shed some light on like how Bard is like
Yeah.
how did Google look at Bard and how is it kind of different from what they're doing with ChatGPT?
So I'm not the best person to talk about it, but based on my experience, what we have been telling people is about the hallucinations you are experiencing. That is why we have created Macro Maker, which is the tool to control BARD responses. And we are focusing more on prompt design and prompt tuning, if you have heard these terms. So we are giving workshops on prompt design and prompt tuning so that you get the response you desire. And there are also particular parameters we are exposing through Macro Maker suite, uh, which will have more control on on the responses, like temperature. You can decrease the temperature, which will give you less hallucination. You can change you have control on the greedy algorithm, which is top P and top K. So we are exposing those parameters through Macro Maker so that you have more control on the responses, which ChatGPT is not doing now. it's little bit different, but that's what we are doing.
Yeah, are you,
No, I'm not.
okay. One follow-on question to that is, there is a beta version of ChatGPT that allows you to put the AI into a role, like say, you're a grader, or you're a teacher, or you're a person trying to get a job, then ask the question, do you give it a prescribed role or point of view? Is there any understanding of that within Bard or within Google of
I have not. I'm not the best person to answer that for now. Sorry,
That's
Yeah,
okay.
it's more a complete question, so I do not want to get into trouble. I just don't want to take it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was just wondering, because Bard has been there for a while, is my understanding, for a couple of years. So I was wondering what Google's intention was, because it seems like they're shipping it later than OpenAI. And if Google had a perspective on why they chose that.
I'm not sure on that, but I can speak about the generative Vertex AI offerings and why we are delaying that, because we are working on integrating responsible AI into it. And it will have responsible AI, it will have the security features, it will have GDPR, HIPAA compliances in future. So we are making sure we are not using your data to train your model. So all of those features we are working on, and that is why it is taking longer for us to make all the new offerings public. On the Bard side, it is more like a consumer offering. So I don't have a lot of insights into it. I am
I guess
more
that's
into the
what it
cloud
was.
offering side of things.
In the stuff that you've shown us already, are they released, or are they completely separate tools and models?
Yeah, so what I have shown you, document AI uses large language models. The vision, all the tools I've shown you under the hood, they are all using large language models. So I've already shown you language models demo by showing these tools and products.
Yeah, I suspect that might have been the case. That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Gina. Sorry, I could not answer a few questions, but I'm sorry, I'm tired.
No trouble at all. Any other questions? I think that's all. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.